Australian Federal Police investigators are seeking information about 76 kilograms of methamphetamine that Hong Kong Customs and Excise officers seized in October before it could reach its intended destination of Sydney. The consignment containing crystal meth from Mexico was in transit at Hong Kong International Airport to Australia. According to Hong Kong's Cargo Examination Unit, officers inspected an air cargo consignment, declared as carrying transformers, arriving from Mexico en route to Australia via Hong Kong at the airport. The recipient was an Australian company, but the cargo was addressed to a house, which was not a commercial correspondence. Customs became suspicious of these transformers, as under X-ray they revealed poor structure and missing parts, including coils. Officers also found signs of welding and uneven painting on the surface. Customs officers then spent about 16 hours unscrewing and pumping oil out of the 3 transformers before discovering 9 metal cases that were used to hide 45 bags of crystal meth. The methamphetamine had an estimated value of approximately 46 million Hong Kong dollars, equating to approximately $9.4 million Australian. If the drugs had been imported into Australia, it is estimated that the street value of the methamphetamine would rise to approximately 68 million Australian dollars. The air freight consignment originated in Mexico and was intended for delivery to an address in the notorious Western Sydney suburb of Blacktown. Detective Superintendent Timothy Underhill said the AFP was working closely with its international partners to identify anyone involved in transporting the illicit drugs from Mexico. This seizure is a great example of our international partners working together to combat the movement of illicit drugs across international borders. We are now working together and following every lead to find those responsible for this importation. Someone in Australia must know about this shipment, and we are very interested in talking to them. This is a large amount of methamphetamine, and it would have caused significant harm within the Australian community. We can only hope to achieve results like this when we work closely with our local, national and international counterparts, Superintendent Mann said. This meth shipment was supposed to end in the notorious Blacktown suburb of Western Sydney, which is known for its rising gang and drug culture. It is considered an extremely rough area of Sydney and has historically been known for its street gangs and gun crime. Blacktown also boasts one of the highest crime rates per capita in Sydney. There's a high quantity of obvious drug users in almost every public park space, and the constant presence of police patrols indicate high alert level you have to be when visiting here at almost all times of day and night. The latest data from the Bureau of Crime Statistics reveals that Blacktown is one of the state's most dangerous localities, with a disproportionately higher number of assaults, robberies and murders. Blacktown and its neighbouring suburbs of Canterbury, Bankstown and Cumberland are the turf for the notorious Hamzy Alameddine families and bikie gangs like the Nomads, Finks, Mongols and Comanchero, with at least 5 murders over the past year linked to underworld disputes. A lot of the crime in these areas comes from drug-related turf wars and also vendetta, which really applies to motorcycle clubs and crime families. There are core families in some of these communities that still participate in these sorts of revenge attacks.